Bevel. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Real Deal Airsoft. My name is Jake, one of your favorite YouTube airsoft technicians, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to install your Real Deal Airsoft 39K brushless motor. Alright boys, or any brushless motor for this matter. It's really important to learn the proper installation techniques to avoid any failures. So in this video you're going to learn exactly how to install your Real Deal Airsoft 39K adjustable brushless motor without any issues. This is going to cover the two categories that you may fall into. One, you're building a gearbox from scratch and you want to know how to install this. Or two, you already have a gearbox built or a replica built out and you want to upgrade your piece of shit motor to a Real Deal brushless sheet clapping motor, unlocking your sheet clapping potential. If you fall into one of those two categories, you will learn exactly what you have to do. It's mainly a three-step process and a three-step system to ensure perfect bevel to pinion shimming. Because let's be real, guys, with brushless motors, they cycle so fast, they're so vicious that you should have proper tolerances to avoid any stripping or anything like that between your bevel and pinion. And real quick, boys, let's take a talk about the Real Deal Airsoft brushless 39K motor. Some people may take a look at the motor and say, oh, it looks similar to a T238 motor, but I just want to let you guys know this is a Real Deal Airsoft brushless motor. In the market, in the manufacturing world, there's only two main motor manufacturers for brushless motors that are actually good. The two main design differences can be identified by either having an open can or a closed can. Out of the two options on the market, the Real Deal Airsoft chose the supreme manufacturer who went with the closed can design and made this Real Deal Airsoft motor to Real Deal spec, as well as keeping a normal price point. In fact, it's $1 cheaper. With that being said, you have a absolutely thread-locked pinion from the Real Deal Airsoft warehouse. You don't have to ever worry again about a brushless motor pinion slipping off and flying into your gearbox. That worry is no longer. As well, we have the proper tower tolerance. It's 9.6 millimeters. There's dual bearings in the tower and it actually spins. So let's take a look real quick. This is how you can tell if you have good bearings or not. There's 4 bearings throughout the whole entire motor. Real Deal certified, Real Deal legitness, all right? We have adjustable stepless RPM. This is 39K, but you can get it down below 33K. In a separate video, which you should subscribe so you can see it, it's not going to be in this video, but in a separate video, I'm going to take this to my laser RPM reader, and I'm going to show you the exact RPM at the high end, and we're going to find out what the RPM is on the low end. So make sure you subscribe. Let's head right over to the tech bench and see exactly how to install your Real Deal Airsoft brushless motor. Alright, you want to grab your totally mil-spec, speedsoft spec build, and you want to get straight to the gearbox, boys. Voila.
He's fast. He's really fast.
But real quick before I crack open the gearbox, I just want to talk about scenario number 1. You're building your gearbox from scratch, so it's not built yet. It's an empty gearbox shell. This is what you would do. This is step 1. After step 1, step 2 and 3 are the same for both categories. The new builder versus dropping in an already existing build. So step 1 is for the new builder. For the new builder, step 1 is called bevel to gearbox. You're going to be shimming your bevel to your gearbox. So forget the motor for now. And you're going to be working with an absolutely empty gearbox shell here. Only working with the bevel gear. So what you're going to do is what I recommend is if you're using high quality bearings or bushings, either Real Deal EZOs or Real Deal CNC low profile bushings, or any other brand that has a similar product, you're going to want to start by putting 0.3 shims, preferably 0.1 shims 3 times, on the flat side of the bevel gear, which is this side of the bevel gear. Wow, there's some shit on here. You're going to add 3.1 shims to the flat side of the bevel gear, and then you're only going to add shims to the top portion of the bevel gear where the teeth are exposed until you remove your axial play or achieve the desired axial play within your gearbox, which is your left and right tolerance, like a 0.1 millimeter of play. So step 1 is bevel to gearbox shimming. This achieves finding the total amount of shims absolutely necessary to remove the axial play. So that's step number 1, is bevel to gearbox. That's what you're going to do. You're going to add 0.3 shims to the bottom and continue adding shims only to the top of the gear until you remove your axial play. That brings you to step 2. Now step 2 is the same for both people, the new builder and the drop-in builder, right? Step 2 is your motor height. You're gonna want to adjust your motor height and you're gonna wanna lock it in place. So let's get to doing that. In order to adjust your motor height, we're gonna be doing a half shell shim method. So let's get half of the shell going. All right, we're back with our upper half of the gearbox shell. The other half of your shell has the Mosfet and the internals in it. Some prototype stuff in there. You can't really be looking at that too much now. But when you crack your gearbox open, you want to immediately make sure that you put the shims back onto the gears where they should be. You don't want just shims laying around the gearbox. Now we have the top half of our gearbox with our bevel gear sitting in there nice and pretty. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right, this step is adjusting your motor height, right? And once you adjust your motor height, you have to thread lock your motor height adjustment screw. If you don't thread lock it, over time, the vibrations will back it out. And what happens if your motor height adjustment screw backs out? The motor height slips, you have an improper tolerance, and you're stripping something. You're breaking some shit. Real Deal Airsoft, brushless cheek clapper, don't ever forget. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and put our motor in the grip. Move it around a little bit. Ooh, nice snug fit, look at that. The tower is nice and snug. I love that. All right, we have the motor in the grip, and this is gonna allow us to see the motor height. Again, advice for someone who's building fresh, this is not gonna be thread locked, so you should apply thread lock now, and then move it up into the place where you need it to be, because you're not gonna be able to do it later. You need to put the thread locker first. For those people that already have a built replica, odds are your motor height is probably very close to where it needs to be. If you need to loosen this up, you need to apply heat. The more or less a little bit of torque can adjust it. So let's take a look right now. You want the bottom of the pinion gear to be flush with the bottom of the bevel gear. And let's take a look right now. See, right now, I gotta take a closer look. Let me adjust the light for you boys. I'm trying to look through the camera. What I can see is that my motor height is actually a little bit low. Yeah, my motor height is low. That would strip some shit. It needs to go up just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna try and zoom in post-production for you guys. But long story short, my motor height is not perfect. It's a little bit low. I need to raise it just a little bit. Oh my God. There's so much thread locker on here that like, I don't need to reapply it. It's very stiff, very, very stiff. So I'm increasing the height by screwing it in to achieve that perfect motor height. A little bit more, still a little bit low. If it's too high, you're gonna hear a screeching noise when you're shooting. And when you feel like you got your motor height right, give your bevel a little cycle to see the true tolerance there. It needs to be up just a little bit more. And there we go. We have perfect motor height. This is gonna bring us to step 3. Step 3 is observing your bevel to pinion shimming. So step 3 is going to contain us closing the gearbox shell. I recommend taking the Mosfet out. It's a lot easier, or moving the Mosfet wires away, right? Because right now we're going to just need the bevel gear in the gearbox by itself. And what we're going to do is we're going to close the gearbox shells, we're going to screw them down, and we're going to actually screw the motor grip into the gearbox shell. And from there, through the bevel gear cutout window, we're going to be able to wiggle our bevel gear and ensure we have that little click 0.1 millimeter of play to have that proper tolerance, and that will confirm to us that we completed the 3-step process: bevel to gearbox, motor height adjustment, and then bevel to pinion play. And once we have completed that step, it's good to go. Make sure your shims are in the right places. Put your bevel gear in. There's no shims anywhere. Let's close her up. 3 screws, boys. Do not be a lazy guy or a girl. We're going to put 3 screws in the lower, 3 long screws to see the real deal tolerance. You can't be guessing out here in these streets. All right, boys, as you can see, we have the motor grip actually attached to the gearbox. This is going to be your real tolerance. This is going to be the real deal. So let's check the bevel to pinion click action. That's what you want. It's now ready for the real deal installation. Who wants to hear the rate of fire on this bad boy? Let's go. Important note about the bevel to pinion shimming. When you get to this third step of the process and you're checking your bevel to pinion play, in the event that this is too tight and you have no wiggle, you have nothing, that means that you have to shift one shim from the flat side to the tooth side. That will lower it, creating that tolerance. Let's say you get to this step and there's way too much play and there's like a slop. You're going to have to do the opposite, and you're actually going to have to raise the bevel. So you're going to take one shim from the top portion and move it to the bottom. Because step one ensured that we have the perfect amount of total shims, it's just a matter of shifting them around. So that's exactly what you would do in this third step to achieve this tolerance right here. The three-step process. Let's get to that full cheek clapping assembly. There's shrink wrap on the positive and negative connector. You have to take that off to install it, right? You want to gently take that off. And before you just drop your motor into your grip, if you read the product description, you'll see that you need or you should be fitting your spade connectors to your motor connector. These are already fit, but what you would want to do is before you actually install and try and jam the wires on, you want to actually try and put them on. And if you see like right there, they're a little tight. I don't want to force that on and snap a tab. Not saying that would ever happen, but it could happen. So you want to take like a small tool, like a flathead or something, and just stick it in, open it up a little bit, and let's just confirm that it fits normally. There you go. Fits really nice and snug. So you want to pre-fit your wires. If you have an old DC motor, like the motor that you're swapping out, you can use that to stretch the wires. Because if you just go to install, especially with like Titan or Jetron wires that are super stiff, if you put your motor in and you try and force them on, you're going to put pressure on the tab, and this is a soldered joint here. You don't want to do that. These tabs are pretty much the strongest on the market. I mean, if you look at Warhead's tabs, these garbage. Open can, brushless, get this out of here. Grease your pinion. We have Real Deal Airsoft multi-purpose grease. It's exactly what we just used. All right, boys, we're powered up. We have a 3000 milliamp Li-ion battery. We got a crap Li-ion battery. Your rate of fire will always be faster with a LiPo. This is what we got right now. I don't even know if it's charged or not. Let's fire up, semi. The moment you've all been waiting for.
Hey, where you get that? I'm gonna need that device.
Okay, bro.
Bro.
And that's exactly how you install your Real Deal Airsoft brushless motor.
The real deal.